Allison, and welcome back to my channel. Though you will notice I'm not using Allison today, I'm using Janet Newton, one of my main characters in LPS Popularity. But Janet actually plays the role of one of my characters in another series, Haley May, as Haley May. Now, I just made my last video explaining what's going on with the current Haley May series, but I finally just wanted to get this out there and talk about my new series, that Haley May 2. Now, this series also has audio from the original creator of the last series, Sarah Margaret on TikTok, which I will always credit, and this series actually came out before the last series, and she called this one her Strict Parents series, while the other Haley May series is called her Toxic Parents series. Now, I actually filmed and completed this whole series back in November, and I thought I was going to upload it a long time ago, because I thought the original series was going to be completed a long time ago, and I wanted to make this one after the original series, but now since I don't think the original series is getting finale, I figured I should just upload this now. So, some important things that we need to note. This series takes place in a different universe to the other series. It is not a prequel or a sequel of the original. I call it Haley May 2, but it's not connected to the other series at all. There are going to be some familiar characters, which I'm going to get into, and they might have some similar personalities to how they were in the other series, and there's going to be similar sets, but this series is taking place in a different universe, not connected to the original. Now, this series is going to have 9 episodes, and it's going to follow the same upload schedule that the original series did at the beginning, a new episode every other day. So yeah, I am really excited to finally make this, because I am kind of bummed that the original may never have a finale, so I figured we could upload this and be happy. So yeah, you are going to recognize some familiar characters, but they are different, and they are played by the same LPS, but they are different to the last series. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Now, I will say that this series is not quite as intense or triggering as the last one. There are still going to be some triggering themes like child abuse and family issues and all that, but there's not like sexual assault and court cases in this one. Like, it's a little more tame. Still going to put mature audience warnings on it, but it's less triggering than the last one. And for this series, I think I'm going to put lightning bolts in the title. And they originally put the warning signs, originally to say it was like a triggering series, but now I'm like, you know what? To make it unique, we're gonna put lightning bolts in the title of this one. So I hope this makes sense, but let's get into meeting our alternate universe Haley May 2 characters. Okay, so we are going to be starting with Haley May herself. So in this version, Haley is 14 years old. In the last series, she was 16, but in this one, she's 14. And again, this does not take place before or after the original series. It's just a different universe. Similar to the original, Haley is just a sweet young teenage girl who unfortunately has to live this life with her horrible mother, Karen. Haley is just a young teenager who's wanting to express herself, but in trying to express herself, she ends up doing something that causes a lot of problems. Haley wants to get away from this toxic life with her mother as soon as possible, but due to being only 14, she's kind of stuck in the middle of it. Her mother is very strict and doesn't give her much privacy, which causes Haley to have to be pretty sneaky and try and stand up to her mother. Haley has been gaslit by her mother to think that everything bad that happens is her fault and that she deserves this punishment. Haley does not agree with her mother's behavior, but puts up with it anyway because she doesn't know how else to act, and she's scared of the consequences. She's also really good at acting because of something that her mother does in her life that causes her to have to put on a brave face and act like everything is okay. Haley wants more than anything to escape this life and live with her father, but that's not quite so easy. So yeah, that is our 14-year-old Haley, our main protagonist. Next up, we have our main and only antagonist this time around, Haley's horrible mother, Karen. Yes, in the last series, Karen and Josh were the antagonists, but this time there's no Josh, so yeah. So Karen is the same LPS as last time and wearing the same necklace as last time because, I don't know, this LPS, no matter who I'm using the character for, like, she just looks naked without it. Anyway, so this is Karen, and she is Haley's horrible mother. I will say she's toned down ever so slightly. She's not rapist defending in this version, but she is still a horrible mother. She's extremely strict and does not give Haley any privacy, believing that doors need to be open, rules need to be followed, and that Haley should not be locked away in her bedroom. Karen is also an online vlog influencer and has taken an obsession in her life with filming these family vlogs of her and Haley, just exposing their entire lives online, which most of the viewers don't really agree with, but she just chooses to ignore the hate. Karen believes that she is genuinely doing a good job at being a mother. She thinks that Haley is the worst child ever and that she's so ungrateful and unappreciative, even though really Karen is just the horrible mother. She will embarrass and humiliate Haley for the sake of content, but she wants her viewers to still believe that she cares, so she tends to act like everything's just a big joke. Karen likes to believe that she's doing a fantastic job at raising Haley and giving her abusive consequences, but really this influencer thing has taken over her life and made her really crazy. But let's just say she gets the fate she deserves. In short, she's a bitch, she's a bad mother, and she has no reason to. Haley's father, who we're going to get to next, can be a little bit of an ass at times, but it's for good reason. Karen, no reason that's driving her to act this way. The next character is Haley's dad, who is the same LPS as last time, but in this version he's named Daryl instead of Dale. Now, much like the last series, Haley's father is the good parent of Haley, but he has been absent from her life for quite some time. Daryl couldn't put up with Karen's obsessive influencer videos anymore, so he left, and he struggled for a few years until his sister helped him get back on his feet. Ever since, he has been wanting to reclaim Haley and get custody of her and make her safe and away from her crazy mother, but it doesn't exactly work out. Daryl understands that Karen is a failure of a mother and wants to be the better parent for Haley. He's the one who actually knows how to remember things, look after her, and wants her to live the best life. Daryl actually has common sense, unlike Karen, and he knows how to actually raise Haley to be safe. He hates himself for having to be absent from Haley's life, but recently, well, let's just say he gets back into it when he gets a certain visitor at his door, alerting to him what's really going on in Karen's household. So yeah, that is Daryl. He doesn't have a past that's kind of, like he does in the last one. Again, in the last one, he's actually a good parent. He gets redeemed, but in this version, he was just an unfortunate dad who wanted to get away from the situation and unfortunately had to leave Haley behind. And for our last familiar character, we have me, well, my mascot, Allison. And basically, if you watch the other series, you know that the role of my mascot in the series is just saying the quirky later scene transition that kind of, lightens the mood a little bit. Yeah, she's not officially named, and there aren't as many transitions in this series as the last one, but there are a few. So Allison, my mascot, will be the ones who say that transition, standing in whatever part of the set and saying later so we can tell time throughout the series. But yeah, that's Allison. Not much to me. Now for our new characters. There are a couple other ones in the series, but we're just going to go over the two that are really important. So this is Georgie. She's not officially named in the series, but I'm just using this LPS, and if you guys watch my, Baxter siblings, you know that her name is actually Georgie, so I'm just using that LPS and keeping her name. So in this series, Georgie is a hairstylist who works at a salon. I know it doesn't make much sense, but it will when you watch it. Georgie is a young woman who takes pride in her work, and she cares deeply about her clients and their relationships with others. Georgie can easily suspect when something might be wrong and likes to do her best to help them. Even if that means going against some certain people, she will do whatever it takes to protect those she cares about. She wants to make sure that everyone around her is safe and happy and healthy, and she does that in her work by giving people, hairstyles and haircuts that they like, but also emotionally by making sure they're okay, and if something seems wrong, she will act and do whatever she can to change it. So that is Georgie, and you will see her role in the series. And our final character we're going over today is Patricia. Now, Patricia here works for Child Protective Services, CPS, and knowing Karen, you might be able to think of a reason or two of why she might have to show up. Now, it's canon that Patricia here has seen a lot of horrible things in her line of work, and it does affect her emotionally, but she just tries to shut it out and keep moving forward and do her best to help more people. She hates when people make her job more difficult than it has to be. Like, she just wants everyone to be safe and help them, but when there are idiotic parents that make it hard, Karen, it really annoys her. She's very good at noticing things that seem a bit off or suspicious, but she is a little too understanding at times. She knows the difference between danger and severe danger, so even if she doesn't agree with it, she knows that she has to check back in and keep working on it, even if it doesn't seem like a child's in immediate danger. But she can recognize the difference and still knows that something is off, and she doesn't agree with it. Patricia's very good at questioning people and kind of noticing things that seem off about them, so she can do her absolute best to figure out the best situation. She's very observant and really good at understanding her surroundings, and that's what makes her a good CPS worker, even though she can't always get the results that she wants. So those are our characters for our new Haley May series, Haley May 2, which is is a alternate universe and not related to the previous series. Although there are similar dynamics and characters, it's still a different series. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this series, and of course all audio credit is not mine. It goes to our favorite user on the screen, Sarah Margaret, on TikTok, so yeah, go follow her. But yes, this is going to be our new series, Haley May 2, and I'm hoping to get the first episode out tomorrow, and then we're gonna have episodes every other day. There are going to be 9 total episodes, so I hope you guys enjoy this. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment if you can, and we'll see you later. Bye!